Hi, friends. Welcome back to Live at the Roxy. Oh shit. Let me know. I didn't plug my Ethernet in, and that might mean that my internet is trash. Dot bash. Let me know if it's horrible, and I can pause y'all, connect my Ethernet, start again. Oh gosh, I'm growing this pimple right the week of Halloween. That seems fucking rude. Okay, here's the truth. What a fucking weird day. Um, for 15,000 reasons. Some really good things and some not so great things. And on this show I'm going to focus on the really good things, but um in general a lot happened today. Number 1, don't forget that I'm doing the World Girls at 3 o'clock, and I'm going to be at 3 o'clock talking about things that I'm not talking about on this show. So don't think that I didn't see them. I'm going to be talking about House of the Dragon on the World Girls. I'm going to be talking about the passing of Leslie Jordan, which I'm fucking devastated about. And I'm going to be talking about the St. Louis school shooting, which was just completely gut wrenching, heartbreaking. And I have a wild story about that for you guys. But just in general, so much shit today, so much fucking horrible, gut wrenching. How do we function in a planet? How are we supposed to push on when people like Leslie Jordan are dying in car accidents, where people in high schools are getting fucking shot up and murdered, teenagers, and in a world where all these things are going on and you're just supposed to like keep it pushing and go to work, and it's incredibly difficult and challenging. And if you guys are feeling out of whack, it's because our world is out of fucking whack. But there was something really positive that happened today, and that's what I'm talking about today on Live at the Roxy, which is that I woke up just crying because it's the first time in my entire life I have woken up to the Jews being supported on social media ever. It's my first time in my entire life that I have gone through social media and I have seen people posting that they support the Jews, people who weren't Jewish, ever in my entire life. I remember last year that people were posting a blue square, but it was only my Jewish friends that posted the blue square. And today I woke up to everybody posting this post about standing with Jewish people and their Jewish friends and supporting the Jews. I started crying because I always talk about how nobody who isn't Jewish ever says shit about the Jews. And I feel like I'm fucking beating a dead horse or a broken record, but I talk about it on the show all the time. And I'm clicking through, and like maybe 1 in every 10 of my friends was posting about the Jews. And I was like, oh my God. And let me tell you what's so amazing about that. Because all the time people are like, does social media make a difference? Does posting something really make a fucking difference? And I'm not saying for everybody it does, and I'm not saying it solves all problems, but I I have never experienced that in my entire life, and it felt so good. Like we're not obviously I'm not the president of Jews. I don't speak on behalf of all Jews, but I am Jewish. I am 100% Jewish in my blood. And I am somebody who feels like I have my finger on the pulse in the Jewish community. And we're not that difficult to please. Um, we don't, we're not that difficult to please. Like all the Jews want is to not, like maybe many people, is at bare minimum to not be persecuted. We don't want to be killed. And we don't want lies to be spread about us that are not true. And when people post that they support us, straight up, I was like, that's fucking good enough for me. Like, just knowing that not everybody hates you and not everybody's your enemy is is such a solid fucking moment and step that it's not like we're asking for that much. I'm not asking for, well, here on Live at the Roxy, streamlabs.com/Roxy Strider, but the Jewish people, we're not asking for in this moment for money. Um, we're not asking for people to show up in a massive fucking way We're just asking you for your support. And by that, I mean saying that you're not you're not going to kill us. You're not against us, that you have our backs. And right now in this moment, that is good enough for me. Like, just saying we support you feels like support. Now, I think that the thing that follows that is education. And this is something that I've had to learn myself as well and continue to learn, is that just because I support people doesn't mean I understand what the problems are and what really happened. And so I think that a lot of us learned, and this is by no means a comparison in terms of in general, but I think that this is how I look at things, and you guys do too. But what a lot of us have learned through the BLM movement is that while you can say you support somebody, to be a real ally means to understand as much as you can without being a member of a community, to understand who it is you're supporting and why, and how we got to this point in our history that they need support. And so the step after supporting Jews is learning about and teaching why Jews need support and how we have been persecuted throughout history, not starting at the Holocaust. It's important to know that we were enslaved long before the Holocaust. It's important to know that through our thousands of years, we have been targeted by so many groups. And yes, it is important to know about the Holocaust. 1 in 8 people that are young adults, which is 18 to 39 in the United States, have not heard of the Holocaust or do not recall hearing of the Holocaust. That's 1 in every 8 people in the United States. They don't know what it is. How can we expect to not repeat history when we don't know our history? And so education is vital on this one. So today I will take people's support, and it is just fucking simply good enough. And just seeing people post on their Instagram, I support Jews. I was like, I have never in my fucking life gotten that. So that's good enough today. If you are able to take it a step further, learn about us. I've been telling you guys about this book, Jews Don't Count, for a long time. Pick it up. If you go to my Instagram right now, I have a bunch of different stats, links, resources to all different things. If you're legitimately want to be an ally to Jews, not just support them because their support is enough, but if you want to be a Jewish ally, then you have to know why we've been persecuted. You have to understand that Jew is not just a religion, it's a group of people. And when people talk about it being one of the only ethno-religions, so ethnicity religions, you have to understand what that means. We were persecuted in the Holocaust for being of the Jewish race. And that word race is a hot topic when it comes to Jews because a lot of people don't understand what it fully means, which makes sense. A lot of Jews look like me. What color is my skin? It's white. A lot of Jews don't look like me. There's a lot of brown Jews. There's a lot of black Jews. But we were mass executed for being of the Jewish race, not of the Jewish religion. And that's because in my blood, when I take a 23andMe, I am an Ashkenazi Jew. That is my blood. That is my makeup. I am Jewish inside. That is not my religion. I am not a believer in God. So religiously speaking, I'm pretty secular. But I am a Jew through and through, 100%. You cut me open, it bleeds Jew. And that's why we've been mass murdered, for our blood, for who we are inside, not for the religious aspects, although we've been persecuted many times for our religion as well. But that's the 1-2 punch, I guess, of it all. So anyway, just educating yourself on it. If you want to be more than support, if you want to be a legit ally to the Jews, we would love to have you. It's one of the best part about the Jews. We are not that hard to please, I'm not talking about like, dating us because just different. Everybody's got different standards, but we are not that hard to please in terms of asking for support. If you say you support us, we're like, fuck yeah. And if you know anything about the Jews, we're like, yes, double down, let's go. We want your help. We want you to ask us questions if you need, but we also want you to educate yourselves. And we just want your love and support. We just want you to not want to kill us. And if you can give us that, then we are like fucking on cloud nine. And again, I'm not president of the Jews, but on behalf of me, a Jew, that is truly how we feel. We're not looking for that much. Just no hatred. So anyway, I like I said, a lot happened in the world today, and I'm going to be talking about some of the horrible things that have happened in the world and some of the beautiful art that's been created and all of that on the World Girls. But today, I didn't want to make the World Girls all about being Jewish yet again because I always end up talking about it. Kanye now being dropped by CIA, but still being with Adidas and what's going to happen there. I just feel like I've become that person where it's almost like people are annoyed hearing about Jewish shit because they're like, oh, can she stop fucking talking about it? And it's like, I wish I could. So I didn't want to do that on that show again today. But this is Live with Roxy, so I get to do whatever the fuck I want. So I'm going to talk about the crying that and joy that I felt seeing anybody give a flying fuck about the Jews today, which is really cool. And like Mike Joyce just said in the chat, everything I know about Judaism, I learned from you, Roxy. And that's why I do this, because I do know that a lot of hatred towards Jews, and this isn't speaking to you, Mike, I don't think you ever hated the Jews, but a lot of hatred towards Jews comes from ignorance, true ignorance, because as I've told you guys before, 0.2% of the globe is Jewish, which means that less than 1% of the population is Jewish, which means that we're hard to find. We're like unicorns. If you've never met a Jew, how could you know what a Jew is? And most people, many people have never met a Jew before or don't even realize that they've met a Jew. If you live in a city like Los Angeles or where I come from in Boston, then very likely you know Jews and maybe even have a couple Jewish friends, maybe. But if you live elsewhere, and in the United States, there's 2% of the population is Jewish, which is higher than around the world. But there's many people even in this country and all over that have never met a Jew and they don't know shit about being Jewish, which is why I talk about it. And I know sometimes I'm preaching to the choir, and I know some of you guys are Jewish. I know some of you guys have Jewish friends, but some of you, like Mike, don't know what a Jew is. And that's totally because of your upbringing, which is fine. You couldn't help it. And now that you can, I want to help you know who Jews are. It's me, face of the Jews. Take away my pimple from it. Face of the Jews. See? Not really the face of the Jews. And I love this picture that's been going around. I don't know if you guys have seen. It's like add Jews to your activism or something like that. And it's all different Jewish faces on it. And it's like, Jews look all fucking different, man. Right now, I look under these lights, I look pasty as shit. But typically, I'm actually much darker than my siblings. And I'm much lighter than a lot of my Jewish friends. There's everywhere in between. You can be all different types of Jew. And so I loved that piece of artwork that was created about being Jewish. Anyway, let me check out the Streamlabs. Happy Monday, everyone. Streamlabs.com/Roxy Striar. Let's see what's going on with you guys in here. Starting out with, I'm guessing the Zen one himself, but we'll see when it loads. Yes, Glenn Caesar. He said Team Roxy, happy or whatever adjective works for you. Monday, no matter what day it is, it's still totally up to you to decide how you feel. That's true. And today I feel grateful. If you choose to, I hope you continue sunbathing in golden sparkles, breathing in love and blowing out stress and yucky energy. Each inhale and exhale. To break up and remove all types of energetic blockages. Be brave, be you, be awesome, because you are. Roxy, rock stars, and everyone listening, please say to yourself, I'm kind, I'm caring, full, unique, I'm good people, my story is important, deserves to be seen and heard. That makes me a winner and somebody worthy of being and having around. Yay, go me. Every time, it's my favorite part. Yay. I like the word yay. Also, not Kanye's yay, but yay, Y-A-Y, yay. Glenn also says, yeah, I just heard about the sad news today. Rest in peace to Leslie Jordan. Fucking awful. And those who were killed in St. Louis school shooting. It's been a tremendously sad day and planet, but thank you to everyone who lives as an ally for those who deserve it. Absolutely, Glenn, to that. I really appreciate you saying that. And I will be talking more about that over on the World Girls because, yeah, there's just been so much shit that's going on. Um, I've had some frustrating things take place online today. I really do want to focus on the positive for the most part, but it is bizarro to see some of the responses that I've received on things. It, like, I'll look at some of my DMs and read them to you, where it's just like, what the actual fuck is happening here? Um, this one person messaged me and said, in response to my story, and said, hope you realize the Democratic Party is no fan of the Jews. MAGA is reforming and the useless Republican Party, but Trump was best thing that happened to Jews from this country. You've been fed a lot of lies about him. He has weakness, but he delivered for this country and for Jews. Lifelong Democrat who got red pilled years ago. And it's like, nonsense. Is what you're saying, what you're spewing is nonsense, and I don't even know. I don't respond to people, you guys know, by DM. I read them all though, and I'm just like, I don't understand. Like, what what does it even mean, Basil? What does it all mean, Basil? On Twitter, what this is somebody tweeted something fucking weird at me. Let's see what it is. Okay. I wrote best beauty tip you'll ever receive. Don't be a racist. And somebody responded to me and said, why y'all always putting the word racists on tweet taking about, I think meaning talking about race shit gotta stop. And I just wrote baffling take. And then he said, your tweet don't make no sense to me at all. What you talking about anyway? Talking about don't be a racist. Um, and then he wrote, when you're talking about something, your tweet don't make no sense at all. What you talking about? You saying don't be racist. You talking about anti-Semitism. So it is very wild to me that people use Jewish as a race when it's beneficial to them and not as a race when it's not beneficial to their argument. The Jews were mass executed for being part of the Jewish race. Everybody who is white supremacist or neo-Nazi is attempting to execute us or to threaten us for being a part of a different race, for being part of the Jewish race. But for other people, and this person is a person of color, the Jews are not a race to them. And it's wildly frustrating, the ignorance behind this, because it's hard to explain to somebody that, again, like I said, in my blood, I am Jewish. It's not a choice. I'm born that way. If we had another Holocaust, I am a Jew. That is not something you can hide from. While I do acknowledge the massive differences being um, uh, when Jews are white or white passing, of course, there is a huge difference when you walk into a room and the prejudices you receive. But I am Jewish, can't choose it, didn't choose it, born that way, um, in my blood. It's in my blood. And it's really frustrating to have to continue to explain to people that this is who I am, and not something that I did. And for anti-Semitism to not be included in the racism conversation is just incorrect and ignorant. And so it's hard to get mad at people when they're uneducated in certain matters, but it's also hard to continuously explain myself. Again, like I've said on here, I really wanted to focus on all the positive things that I saw. But there's still, of course, and I woke up to 5,000 free Palestine messages, which is just like I tweeted about or what I Instagrammed about. It's just not relevant to what I'm talking about. I've told you guys time and time again, but Just because you're Jewish doesn't mean you're Israeli. Just because you're Israeli doesn't mean you're Jewish. Just because you are Israeli doesn't mean that you agree with your government. Just because you are a person doesn't mean you agree with your government. But also, it's like me talking about the best movies of all time and somebody shouting out, "You forgot to mention Taylor Swift," and me saying, "I'm not talking about music right now. I'm actually in this moment talking about movies." How does what you just said have any relevance to what I'm talking about? It's a different conversation. And a conversation that I not only am willing to have, but have been having if you pay attention to me and follow me. But right now I'm having this conversation. What does that have to do with what you're saying? Which is just wild. But I did, like I said, receive so much love today. And everybody that I saw post that one post on Instagram, I support my Jewish friends and the Jewish people. I just heart, or said claps, claps, claps. I was like a machine this morning to everybody, like, yes, super stoked on it. Uh, just really happy about that. It's just crazy to me, the the ignorance. But I'm really, really grateful for the love, and I will fucking take it. A win is a win is a win is a win. Anyway, I'm gonna get out of here soon and go over to the World Girls, but send in any last minute streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer. Send in support. Would love to hear from you guys. Only support from Streamlabs coming through today from the Zen one himself, who I always really appreciate. I appreciate you guys all, though, just for showing up and hearing me talk about the Jewish love that I've received today. Really grateful to the people. On the World Girls, we're going to be talking about Leslie Jordan. We're going to be talking about House of the Dragon. We're going to be talking about the St. Louis school shooting. We're going to be talking about the crazy photo of that fucking ant that looked like a goddamn dragon. That shit was wild. We're gonna be talking about this YouTuber reacting to Black Adam in the theater, which was just insane in the membrane. And Kim Kardashian putting out a statement for the Jews, which is interesting. Yeah, we're gonna be talking about all different things. So make sure that you join us there. And then also, Robin Westberger says, no, not the ant. Dude, the ant was fucking crazy. Sam, you have no clue about the ant? You gotta tune in. The ant shit was wild, dude. I looked at that ant and was like, oh my God, demons are among us, bro. Have you ever had an ant bite too? That shit is fucked up. Thank you to Glenn for furthering my support in here. I appreciate you. Streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer. Before I get out of here, he says that thank you for hanging out with us. And he thanks my family. And then he says that he hopes they feel the love and energy of Sparkles. And they feel that once a day and every day for the rest of my life. Hashtag be you. Look at you, Glenn. I appreciate you, my dear. Oh, Glenn's the shit. Glenn just said, holy shit. What, Glenn? Did you look up the ant? Bro, this ant. Okay, I'm going to pull it up for you guys right now. As you send in any last minute Streamlabs, because I need them. Hold on. Ant photo. This shit was fucking insane. This photographer won a bunch of awards. This is close up what an ant looks like, and it like will haunt your nightmares in a way that is so fucked up. I can't even believe it. I didn't see this until last night. I guess other people saw it earlier. And I genuinely then watched House of the Dragon. I was like, I feel like all villains are designed after ants. Look at this shit. This is a fucking real photo of an ant. This is a close up. It looks like a fucking demon painting. It looks like a close up picture of a demon. This is an ant. This is a real ant. This is one of 57 images of distinction in Nikon's Small World Photomicrography competition. The terrifying portrait was captured by Eugenius Cavaliasukas. Sorry, I'm sure I butchered that. He's a Lithuanian photographer, and this was the 48th year of the competition, which seeks to recognize excellence in photography through the microscope, according to a news release shared with CNN. Can you get over this? The 2002 contest, 22 contest received almost 1,300 entries from 72 countries. This is just this is crazy. This is crazy. This image is fucked up. Fucked up. Yeah, I'm looking at all your reactions. This is amazing. Oh my God. Sam says, what the fuck? Nah, bitch. Robin, God damn it, Roxy. The photo is cropped. Another photo was released. Yeah, I got to look at the other photo as well. Pull up the other photo as well. But this gives you guys the idea. Oh my God, from Galagos. You guys are killing it. What the fuck? I thought my eyes are normally bigger than that. I know. I thought like I knew what an ant looked like. Apparently, I don't know. Mephisto incarnate, straight up. Glenn says, fuck no. This is what an ant looks like, my dude. Lord of Darkness says, can you take it down? It's freaking me out. Yes, I will do that for you. I will. But I mean, like, just let it sink in for one more minute. That's what fucking ants look like. When I was shooting Always Lola, I got bit by an ant so badly that there was a bug bite on my ass this big. I'm not fucking with you guys. It was this big for like weeks, and it was an ant. The nurse was like, this is an ant bite. And it was so fucking bad and itchy and burned like crazy. It was so uncomfortable. And now I get why. Like, that's what an ant looks like. Ants look like that. It was just like, this is a dragon, bro. You're not an ant. This is a fucking dragon. This is a demon child. This doesn't look real. This looks like a painting of a fucking, like, the newest villain, fucking Lord of the Rings. Sam says, waiting for it to get off my screen. Streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer. Send in that support before I get out of here. I took the ants off the screen. Now you guys must support me. I understand I'm also the one that put the ant on the screen, but I took it off. That's got to count for something, my dude. Feel like that's love. Cena says, bro. Lord of Darkness says, phew, thanks. About to go to bed. Don't want that in my head. Thanks for taking it down, Roxy. Listen, I took it down, but it doesn't mean it's out of your head. Thank you to my amazing mod, Matthew Gold, putting in that Streamlabs link. Times they are rough, y'all. I know. What is everybody doing for Halloween? I'm trying to figure out my plans. I wish somebody would just throw a huge house party, but I don't know anybody throwing a house party. So I've got to pay tickets for something, I think, or just stay home. But like, mama trying to look hot and go out. I'm mama. But I love house parties. I feel like it doesn't happen in the way that it used to, where, and maybe that's because I'm older, or maybe it's because I live in LA and nobody owns a house, and back east everybody does. But like a fucking sick costume party. Come on. That would be the shit. That would be just fucking great. Yeah. All right. Might get lit and make pasta. That's fun, Cena. You got to do it like in a bloody way, in a Halloween way. Put snakes in it. Cut little like strips of steak and make those into little snakes and make like red sauce blood or some shit. I think I just took all the appeal out of pasta. There's got to be good ways to make pasta Halloweeny. Going into the Streamlabs, streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer. Check out weird today. Glenn says, Roxy, that wasn't an ant. It was Vagar. I know. It's true. It's super true. Yeah. All right. Glenn, you're the hero of the day. Thank you for my 8 total Streamlabs, my $8 for the show. I'm just going to let the love for the Jewish people ride for me and pay my rent. Oh my God, somebody tried to break into my apartment fucking again last night. Luckily, we've got mad cameras and the whole lock system, but it was so scary. I have not slept. That shit was wild. 4:30 in the morning. Oh boy. All right. Shout out to Chris and Mike and Lord of Darkness and John and Cena and Galagos and Greg, Mohammed, Robin, Haunted, and to Andrew and Matthew and Sam and Ryan and Brittany and William and Michelle. Singing like a ghost to Lemmy and to all of the people and to I keep scrolling and now I don't remember whose name I said. Tina said suddenly we're on SNL. Yeah, Tina, we've always been on SNL. You didn't know? Submit this as my audition. Let's go. Okay, hope you guys tune in for the World Goals. Much love. Stay safe, stay sane. Talk to you soon. See you on the other side later.